The pages of the printed articles, or the PDF files formatted like the printed articles, frequently include all of the information you need for the references. The article title and author information are pretty straightforward, but sometimes we have to hunt for the other information. It can be camouflaged in the header and/or the footer. Here are a couple of examples. The article on the left has the DOI below the author information, while the year, volume, and page numbers are on the left side of the footer. The article on the right has it the other way around. DOI in the footer, year, volume, and page numbers in the header. The databases where an article is indexed also usually include most of the information you'll need for your reference, but the entries don't use the same labels we might be thinking of. For example, entries in EBSCOhost databases list most of the information about where it was published in a line labeled source, but the publication year is on a different line. Sometimes I use a Google search to find information too. The NCBI database is often one of the first results, and those entries often include information that's harder to find or is incomplete in the EBSCOhost database. When it comes to formatting the entries, EBSCOhost can make the process of formatting references a little faster. When you click on the Cite link at the right side of a detailed record, it'll open a section at the top of the page with references in various formats. I usually have to scroll down a little to see all of the APA-style entry. Note, though, that I say this can make things a little faster. It can sometimes sabotage as much as help for a few reasons. Given that, it won't eliminate the need to know the details of APA-style formatting. I also don't know why they label this as cite, because it's the information for a reference. As I said, this doesn't eliminate the need to know APA-style formatting. The note above the entry even says to make the necessary corrections. The time savings is because you can copy and paste instead of typing all of the information. This slide includes a reference from EBSCOhost, and it includes errors in 4 parts. Can you identify the errors before you move on? The version at the top of the slide is from EBSCOhost, and the version at the bottom is in APA style. The first error is that the EBSCO version writes out the first names of the authors and doesn't start with the last names. Second error is the capitalization of the article title. Only the first word should be capitalized. The third error is that the ending page number is not included. The last error is in the DOI formatting, and it's especially tricky. Some versions of the DOI are formatted so they can be used to access the article through Owen's library, but that means the URL that's listed is not really the DOI because it includes additional information to route them through the university system. What about using the References ribbon in Microsoft Word? It helps with citations, but requires some tedious data entry, and you have to find the places to enter all of the information required in an APA-style reference. It doesn't include everything by default, even when you select APA style. My experience has been that it takes more time than formatting the citations and references on your own, and then just copying and pasting as you need them. I haven't seen a web page or a piece of software that formats every part of the reference accurately on its own. I think part of the reason is that the web pages aren't smart enough to format things like capitalizations or change names to initials, so they use the information they have, which isn't always in APA style. When we're working with large numbers of articles, it can be worthwhile to use software to organize references, but that still requires making sure all of the information for every article is entered in a way that the software can use to format an APA-style reference. As tedious as it can be, to make sure the references are formatted correctly, you do need to check every part of every entry. The formatting information included in the course materials can provide a checklist. You can use the notes for each part to check your entries.